Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to show you some decoration ideas, like plants, painting frames, floors, I'll go through everything. So let's go through the floor tiles first. As you see guys here, I did a little floor, of course, it's not that big. But as you see, it creates like a nicer effect. As you see, I've got some different coloured woods to create like a nice floor effect, as you see, some different colours, This will like really spark up your room. Aim for the dark ones, as you see here. Like spark up your room. Of course, just to make you aware, if you have like a big room, of course, with most of my planes or boats that I make, it would take forever. So I guess this is like for, for a room, of course. The way I'd recommend you to do it is by placing the blocks, as you see, like this. And of course, don't make them paper thin yet, but scale them across and bibbly bobbly do. Then of course, make them paper thin. And by the way, you will have to like fill these gaps, which is just like a simple place the blocks, make them paper thin. And then boom, you got your floor tiles. Anyway, now to the plants. So guys, you may be thinking like, well, why are you going to do a square one? Because of course, in like some like big places I go to, you get these like square plants, so this will be kind of ideal. So of course, make a little square, as you see. So I'm going to make it like this first, as you see. Then I'm going to make it smaller and thinner. So as you see now, it's getting thinner. And I am going to scale it up by another, well, half a block, of course, not another 2 blocks, half a block. So as you see, you got your little flan pot, paint it like a dark grey, And believe it or not, this grass here can also be used as soil. So I'm going to raise it so it's nearly at the top, so as you see. And raise it up a bit. And I'm going to paint it like a dark brown. So as you see, that's not like dark enough, so I'm going to go browner. So there you are. And you can use this as like wood. So as you see now, I'm going to paint it at this colour. Looks very nice. Scale it to the middle. And now, of course, I'm just going to make it a bit smaller. And now, of course, the bush part. I'm going to make it wider than the pot, because of course it looks nicer when it's wider than the pot. They're usually false, but it looks nicer if they're like real. They're usually like high like this, Oops, no, that'd be dead. And you can colour it whatever kind of green you want. Neon green, But there is like a red one as well, but they're quite rare. And I mean like really, really, really rare. Don't think I've ever seen one, but at least that'd be like a nice handy tip for you. And anyway, to the next one. Okay guys, now to make a table. So what I recommend you doing first is rotating these by 45, as you see. Space them out evenly, which they are, I think. Then click that match rotation. Make sure it's on the fence. Then set your rotate to 15. Press once, as you see. Oops. With this one I can't. I have to make sure it's like the same. Oh man, I'm screwing up here. Okay, so as you see. Oh man, this is the hard part. There we are. So as you see, we just need to simply remove the fences, scale them in a bit, as you see. And now once you've done all this hassle, you know, just scale them up a bit, you can make a table, but a lot more like realistic, you know. I'm just gonna set them off a bit, you know, like this. While you're doing the table, place a block in the middle, as you see. And of course, make sure it's like a block in the middle, as you see. Scale it up so it's like covering the edges of these, you know. So make sure this ball part goes in the middle, and then of course scale across, and just scale this in a bit. And as you see, you've got a table. You could do like a darker like table thing, you know, the board that you put your stuff on, and a lighter. Don't think that goes well, I meant. And a colour that goes well with the dark table, like this, as you see. And you can make like a realistic table. Anyway, to the next one. This is a mock shelf. Of course, it's not a shelf, it's just like a giant plank, you know. But to make a fish tank, you might want to place a stone block. Make sure it's like 0.2 blocks thick. Of course, I'm just going to scale it back a bit, including this one here. And of course, scale it across a little bit, then place the glass on the outside. So as you see, nearly there. I'm going to make them 0.2 blocks thick. But when it comes to the water part, this is going to be a bit of a tricky problem here. So as you see, I'm going to make it half invisible. And as you see here, this is like a common mistake. So I'm going to delete the glass and replace it with marble, as you see. So if I just try and like get it to the center, so I'm going to scale it across, you know, as you see. So I'm going to scale it up. Paint it like a bluish colour, not brownish, as you see. Make sure it's like a light blue. I'm going to make it half invisible, as you see. And by the way, as you see the floor there, you might want to paint it like a nice dark grey, as you see. And now for the top. So place in the middle, scale it so it's thin, as you see. And now set your scale to 0.1. No, not 0.2, sorry, my mistake. There we are. Make sure it covers. As you see, we just need to make a little hole. So here's a little easy way to do it. So of course, set your scale to 1, scale them to the edge, as you see. So I'm just going to scale it to the edge, as you see. I just checked the width on this. So that's 0.2, that one's okay. This one has to be 3. And as you see, I'm going to make them thin and bring them in a bit. So of course, we need to make the hole. If I just bring this in a little bit. So as you see, there's a bit of a gap there. So it kind of looks a little bit weird. So I am going to scale this to the edge, as you see. And now to the other one here, as you see. I'm going to scale this in a little bit so it's creating this like hole effect. Because of course that's where you would like put your, you know, like food in for the fish. So of course, as you see, I scaled them like, you know, to make a bigger hole, I scaled it by 0.2. So as you see, I'm just going to scale it up a bit, because of course it was like almost paper thin, but not fully. But now, of course, it's the wire, so I would recommend you keeping it at 0.2. I mean 0.1, sorry, because of course the plastic is usually like, you know, paper thin. Well, not paper thin, but you know. So what I recommend you doing is that you rotate it a bit, so it looks like it's like opened a bit. So if I just get a titanium block, because of course it gives it like that. What's it called? Like this liney effect. So as you see, I'm gonna put it at. I'm gonna put the transparency at 75% and paint it white. So as you see, we need to do the fish now. So I'm gonna put like a little fish inside. Well, of course, I wish I could make it. In fact, I'm going to put a little moon jellyfish inside, you know. I like little jellyfish. Of course, I'm not going to make it that big. So if you zoom in, place a block, that way you can like build inside a block. But you're going to have to be really careful though on zooming out. So as you see, nearly done. Nearly done my little pet jellyfish. And boom! So there we are, that's your fish tank. Anyway, to the next tip. Okay guys, now a gaming chair that can actually spin. So first of all, you need a hinge. I'm going to put like a little bar, so you know, just to make it a little bit realistic as you see. So I'm going to scale it so it's a bit, so you know it's like in the middle, but of course don't make it too thick or high, you know. I'm going to lower it a bit. And I'm going to place my pilot seat. As you see, most people get their seats wrong when it comes to glitches. They use like a car seat, that's why they can't control. So you'll need a, you know, a pilot seat. If this video hits 10 likes, I will show you how to make one without a pilot seat. So as you see, I'm going to go into colour all this in black. But of course, I don't really like this. It doesn't look like a gaming chair, you know. So I'm going to get the fabric block. Wish they added a leather block, because mine's leather and it has like yellow in. So as you see, I scaled it, so I'm going to scale it a bit. Of course, it wouldn't cover my shoes like this. And now, of course, we just need to scale it so it's like behind. Because of course, we want to like cover everything. So we're nearly done now. Now we have to do the handles, which I'm going to do out of plastic. So as you see, I'm just going to do the corners first. So as you see, nearly there now. Sorry about the wait, guys. So as you see, we are nearly there. I'm going to set the scale to 0.1 and I am going to... So I'm going to like scale this so it's like not like a full cuboid, but you know, like a bit of like a rectangle, you know. So as you see, so it should be like 0.5 in width, as you see. So I'm going to, of course, paint it black. I'm going to paint the gaming chair red. And of course, it's like this leather as well on the handles. Of course, I can't show you mine. But of course, I might show one at the end. Well, near to the end. So as you see, we're nearly done now. If I just do the leather part. So as you see, we're nearly done now. As you see, set your scale to 0.1 by the way. So as you see now, we can colour it red, paint it any colour you want. And as you see, I'm going to unanchor, and believe it or not, you can spin, whee! And it'll still spin. So you could do this for like a gaming room and all that. So anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like and subscribe, and goodbye.